So you know you ready.
Yeah, come good, bro.
All right, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Kakudash.
We would also like to give double honors to our apostles, great millstone, Ruel, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahaba to my left.
Kazak.
All right, and today we're going to go into a live stream. All right, basically entitled The Pre-Destruction Mindset. You know, it's been on my spirit a few times. All right, Shalom, brother. All right, it's been on my spirit a few times. All right, to meditate on the mindset of men. All right, before their great destruction, man. All right, because it's very it's a reflection of the mindset of men. All right, before the first destruction.
Time.
All right, so you can get that in Matthew 24.
Time, bro. All right, the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and begin at verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
As the days of Noah were, all right, and as it says in here, this scripture, Noah, all right, so shall also the Son of Man be. All right, go ahead.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Yep. So that's why nobody was taking heed to Noah's word, because the thing that he prophesied, just like America being destroyed, it had never happened.
Yep.
Another thing, that's normalcy. So basically, we're going into normalcy. All right. During the days of Noah, man had normalcy because they had the ability to grow food, go to a farmer's market, marry wives, build houses, buy land. So that was at that time their normalcy. All right, and people really don't panic until their normalcy is taken away from them. All right, same thing with America. All right, although we're going to have the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, Esau is still going to have systems put in place so we can still maneuver and function within this society. All right,
I got another one for you.
All right, come on.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, beginning verse 1.
Yep.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua, so cometh as a thief in the night.
And the day of Yahushua is going to come like a thief in the night. Why? Because it's going to intrude on your normalcy. All right? It's going to intrude on your normalcy, and the only people that's not going to get taken off guard is the hopeful elect. All right?
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
When they should say peace and safety, man. All right? No more mask. You know, the economy is back together. We have a currency that we could maneuver. All right, we have a currency in which we could rebuild the society, take it out of its debt. All right. Well, they should say peace and safety, man.
Hey, and that shows you the MOB, the mark of the beast, what they call this great reset. The MOB is going to be used to basically save humanity.
Yep.
You know, to save you from, like you said, from the debt crisis.
Yep.
You know, save people from starvation.
Yep.
You know, this is going to be the solution to everything, so to speak. Like you said, bring that normalcy back.
Yep. make Babylon great again. You know,
man. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
When they shall say peace and safety. See, during the time of Noah, those 120 years, they were living in a time of peace and safety. Because you have to rewind back during the time of Adam, they were still living off the residue of the perfection of the time of Adam. So although it wasn't in its full glory, all right, they were still living in a time of peace, a time of plentiful. All right, enough, because really something you talked about a couple of years ago. You said, you know, you notice people who live in cities where there's more opportunity have a certain type of pride about them. You know, and it's like, well, that's a microcosm of America. All right, people have this prideful mindset because America has abundance. It has plenteous. All right. It has everything. It is pompous towards the other nations. So the inhabitants, can you get that in Sirach 10?
I got you.
The way of the king is the way of the people.
Yep.
You know? So that's what we're going into in this live stream, man. All right. And the reason why I'm looking in two different directions, because the Elder Kazak is live streaming to his on his page, and I'm live streaming on Spirit Wind Judah. Okay, okay. But basically, the way people are, the way America is a macrocosm of how people are. All right, and the way people are is indicative of how America is, man. It's pompous, it's prideful, it's careless. Okay.
The book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, beginning at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people.
Yep.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yep. And the elites are not prudent men. Okay.
As the judge of the people is himself.
As the judge of the people is himself. So the characteristics or the character of the elites is eventually it's going to trickle down, and that's going to become the character, all right, of the citizens, all right, of the Goyim, all right.
And it's bad because you have no idea what these people are highly involved in, man.
Yep.
We speak on Satanism,
yep.
You know, pedophilia, cannibalism, the drinking of blood. Bro, they're basically programming the American people to be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, into freakism.
Yep.
You know, but I'll read on for you. As the judge of the people is himself,
mm-hmm.
So are his officers.
Yep.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
And you know, manner, you looked up that word manner, you know, it really goes into like a lifestyle, you know, basically a way of life, all right? And the way of life that the elites pursue, all right, they have influence. Now you pursue that same Roman, debaucherous, sadistic way of life, man.
Do as thou wilt.
Do as thou wilt. See, that's why the first commandment was, I am the most high power, and they should put no other God before me.
Yeah.
Because you're going to find out in this pre-destruction era, all right, the beginning of the corruption of man is the worship of idols.
Worship of idols.
Yep. And your idols are started with Roman Catholicism, which really was, what do you call it, a pretext for Satanism.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no pillars, there are no pillars, no laws to govern human nature.
Yeah, it's no standards at all. That's why you so-called Christians, y'all getting jabbed the hell up right now.
Real quick.
But these are God-fearing people, so to speak.
Yeah.
So they say. I got a quick precept.
Give us a shot, please do.
The book of Psalms, chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
The wicked walk on every side. Who are the wicked in this particular scripture? All right, the wicked of our people are the heathen. All right. The reason why you have so many Israelites that are homosexuals, transsexuals, bisexuals, trisexuals, and it's 58 different genders, all right, identified in America, man.
Yep.
58 different genders. All right, and the reason why there's so much wickedness because the elites have been put in power, all right, and they embody the elites are disciples of Satan, all right. So they're making everybody Satan-like, man, all right. So the reason why there's so much freedom and liberty, all right, to do wickedness is because that's the mindset of the elites. They want to turn everybody into a bunch of freaks, man. All right.
Yeah, it's his word, man. You got Willow Smith, right? The daughter of of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. She's polyamorphous. So basically, she has so-called two boyfriends. Basically, she getting popped by two men, and that's becoming a popular thing among you Israelite women.
Yep.
And I was talking about it earlier, man. She getting gangbanged.
Yep.
All right. But like you said, it go back to idol worship.
Yep.
Man, bro. But I got you, bro. This is Wisdom of Solomon.
But this is the peak of wickedness. This generation is not going to extend another 100 years, man. All right.
You want to start at the top?
Oh, yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 12. I'm sorry, 14.
Okay.
You can start at 24.
24, okay.
Yeah. Just read on down.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
As a matter of fact, Babakasha, you can stop at 23.
Okay.
It'll be pretty lengthy to start from the top.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Again, can I start at 21 for you?
Yeah, that'll work. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world.
Yep.
Idolatry.
Idolatry. Because going back to the garden, all right, there was a form of idolatry. The serpent's philosophy, there was a form of idolatry that Eve embraced, and then she enticed Adam to pursue, man. All right, that was the beginning of deviating from your power, man.
Yep. And when you read up in this chapter, it basically goes into the invention of so-called white Jesus.
Yeah,
you know,
it goes into that kind.
Let's say this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name.
Right. So what happened was men knew about the Most High, but they were attaching idols and inanimate things to the Most High.
They showed that in that documentary.
Yep. They the what's the Days of Noah, the flood?
The flood. Yep.
Right. Because they showed men knew the name of the Most High, or they knew the Most High per se. All right. But they would ascribe an inanimate object to that being the Most High.
Yeah, showing the idol, whether it was a calf or you know, part man, part animal, but then they'll have the commandments written under it.
Yep.
Man.
So now you have Caesar Borgia, but in a Bible tag. But you the most darkest, wickedest nigga ever, man. And by dark, I mean dark spirited. All right.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High.
And I don't know if you noticed yet, but idolatry, that's the most vexing thing to Yahweh Shema Shai. You know?
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices.
Because they got some called blood sacrifices. About 10 years ago, everybody was talking about blood sacrifices, and everybody became aware of the fact that you would sacrifice a loved one to elevate. Well, that goes back to here. You sacrifice your children for blessings by demons, man.
Right. And then on a low level, which is like I had mentioned, which is high level for them. But these different entertainers, they'll have their children's living sacrifices. Like I mentioned, Willow, you know, well, her and Jada. Hey, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, they sacrificed their children.
Was that Dwayne Wade's son?
Yep, his son from Zion to Zion. That's a straight up, that's a slap in the face to the Most High. From Zion to Zion, showing you, hey, the elite are behind that, man.
He sacrificed them.
You know, but hey, man, this show that nigga had no integrity. Speaking about Dwayne Wade, but all you cats, but today on a lower level, just you Jake's having your children celebrate Christmas, Easter. Oh, you got Mother's Day coming up. Jake is
Queen of Heaven, all over again.
Man.
You know? Oh, mother, a mother. You know, Jake was, but then that same group, they sang that in the movie Temptation. I think that was the audition, but then they made a hit single, Papa Was a Rolling Stone. You know, showing you we're under the Queen of Heaven vibration, man. You know?
Man, bro. All right, verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings.
Yeah, secret ceremonies. Now you got pictures of guys like A$AP Rocky standing on the pentagram. Was it the pentagram?
Yep.
With the candles around them, reading the book of Satan. All right, secret ceremonies, man. Like they had the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, sure did. And that shit real, man.
Yeah.
They really do that stuff. But Jake wicked ass, they want to get right up there with Esau. Yeah. And that's the only way you can elevate in this society. You got to be a Satanist and Luciferian. Yeah, Tupac.
Dear Mama. And Elder the brother Kahan Abaya and I count, he went into Tupac. Yeah. That nigga was nothing but a character full of contradictions.
Like I said, the father of black culture.
The father of black culture, man. They had to have a prototype.
Yep.
When they had a blueprint for how they wanted a Negro to be, or even a Hispanic Native American, they had to have a prototype. They had a blueprint, and Pac was one of those blueprints for how they wanted a nigga to be, man.
They drew that nigga up on the chalkboard.
They drew him up on a chalkboard, man. You know?
Man, bro. All right. Read this again. Or use secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Another thing too, everybody dying around the age of 33. They dying at 33.
Yep.
You know?
Somebody's son just died. and they died at 33.
There's a few people.
Scottie Pippen, because the brother just put Scottie Pippen's name on a comment board, but I believe his son was 33.
Son. Yeah.
I'm like, it was either his son was 33, it was like the jersey number.
But no, I think it was both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, y'all demonic ass niggas, man. All right.
But then here it is, you got Jake, certain brothers they're supposed to be in the truth. They still want to make it in this world, man.
Yep.
You know?
See, they made a movie knowing. They didn't make that movie knowing for a reason. I mean, for no reason. That movie knowing, it showed you that the will of Yahweh Shema Shah was like a secret. And it was like, I forget his name, but the will of the Most High was like a secret, man.
Yep.
America being destroyed, that was like a secret. But we know the secret. We had a so-called red pill.
Yep.
So everybody around us, they had that mindset that they had back in the days of Noah because they don't know that secret, man. Even though we tell them on the highways and the byways, all right, they don't really, it's not really sealed inside their conscience, all right? But the point is, we know that this is Babylon.
Yeah, and just to lamb back you, bro, it was Scottie Pippen. Yeah, he says and there's all types of videos on YouTube say how he sacrificed his son, Antron Pippen, at 33.
Hey man, it's just in your face now, man. But the point is, you was going into, brothers know the truth and they still want to go back to the world.
Yeah.
All right, but you know that this is Babylon. You know that this place was prophesied in the Bible, man. All right, you know, man. You know that this place is on death row. All right.
We gotta get the hell up out of here.
Come on.
All right. No, it says, made revelings of strange rites. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
And I did a video on this, but when I played the song, the sound went out. So I don't know. The Most High doesn't want the sound to come out, or that was Satan. But back in like the year 2000, 2001, they had like an honorable video for Big Pun. And that song, It's So Hard.
Yeah.
And the hook was, they want to fuck my wife. Yeah. They want to take my life.
Mm-hmm.
And this so, they said those exact words. Now read that again.
Man.
They want to F my wife. They want to take my life. And this so hard. And that was the hook. But that whole song really went into the pre-destruction mindset.
That's this, man. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Yep, and it's going to expound on it.
And that's black culture.
Yep. Because that's the two main topics in black culture. I'm going to kill you and fuck your wife. I got your girl this, I got your girl, and I'm going to kill you. That's black culture. All right?
Man, bro. Now it says, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery.
They want to fuck my wife. They want to take my life. And this so hard. Hey, that's this, man.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. Then it said one slew him traitorously. All right, because most of those killers that you hear about, like Jake be getting killed, it be set up. It's somebody in their circle that give out their location or whatever it may be. But according to the scriptures, we know it's an inside job, man.
Yeah, Jake has no honor.
No honor. That's why I say you kept lives nor marriages undefiled, man. Because you defile a marriage through adultery, but you defile a life through murder.
Yep.
Because that goes to show you that before that time, man had a natural honor towards each other.
Yeah.
And
Jake, you big up that gang culture, that gang life. Them niggas in them gangs don't got no honor, man. They have no integrity. A lot of them shootings and those murders that be happening by Jake, like you said, it be people within their own circle, man.
Yep.
Yep. They don't honor because basically a gang culture is idolatry. Yep. When you look into these gangs, they got their own literatures. Mm-hmm. It's like they got their own Bible, so to speak. Yep. They got their own literature that they supposed to go by. Mm-hmm. You got the vice lords. They basically Muslims.
Yep.
But the whole point is all that shit is off, man.
Yep. And it's against Yahweh Shema Shah.
Now it says, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury.
Yeah, riots, fights, wars. All right, everything that you see now, that you could go on World Star or World News or alternative media and see what's going on in the world, going back to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter.
Yep.
All right, that's that pre-destruction mindset. All right.
There's be a riot, you know, or protest that turn into a riot. Niggas still want to steal TVs.
Yeah. Some nigga looted Dollar Tree, man. You know, we saw that a brother posted that, man. A brother wanna loot Dollar Tree, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Now it says disquieting of good men.
Yep.
Forgetfulness of good turns.
Yep.
Defiling of souls.
Yep. And that's what America does. The foul of souls. The foul of souls, going back to Revelations, where it says, "Within her was found the souls of men."
The souls of men.
Because that's why it tells you, was that in Baruch, how like the Most High took him before he became polluted.
Well, yeah, that's in Wisdom also. Fourth chapter.
Wisdom of Solomon, 4th chapter, man. Because Babylon, that's a defile. If you're born and raised in America, man, you got all types of problems, man. You know, they had this little clip. It was like a little comedy clip. It was a cartoon of a man. He says, 30 years are wasted of my life. But then he just showed himself in his room, you know, going from playing toys in his room to watching a whole bunch of BS on a computer, all right, to having fair relationships. I'm like, basically, you in America, you just a zombie, man.
Yeah, and you got corporations like Google and you know Facebook that's basically paid billions of dollars just to manipulate your mind, man. You know, because the elder brother Karatazar from Vegas and Elder Yashwamba, they went into that, man. You know, the Mockingbird, so directing your mind. You know, like that's what this is all about. But I'm gonna keep reading for you. All right, reading it again. Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind.
Changing of kind. 58 different fucking genders. All right, that's actually classified. I think it was by ABC, but 58 different genders, man. All right, when it specifically says in Genesis that the Most High created male and female. All right, 58 different genders, man. But when you get into that and that's why I call through the Spirit, or we call through the Spirit. All right, this is a pre-destruction condition that you see on the planet Earth, man. This is the condition of men before every destruction. Sodom and Gomorrah, you know.
Hey, bro. Now through the Spirit, we got this book for y'all brothers, the Apocryphal Revised Version. Now I'm gonna read the same script I just read for the elder. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and get to the point. Verse 26. Make sure it's matching up. Yep. Now it says, and all things confusedly are filled with blood and murder. You know what? Okay, here we go. Because it's written differently. All right, verse 26. Corruption, faithlessness, tumult, perjury, turmoil, ingratitude for benefits received. Defiling of souls, confusion of sex.
Woo!
Say changing the kind?
Confusion of sex. And what's your pronoun? This is a political correct way of asking somebody what the hell is their gender. What do you identify as? What's your pronoun? Confusion of sex. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what you are, man. You know, that goes to show you the type of society we live in. You upload a video talking about MOB, all right, the MOB, and it's taken down. But you could be a whole man dressed as a woman, all right? And that's accepted, you know?
Yeah, man. Also, when people speak about Twitter, you can have porn on Twitter, and they don't fuck with it. But any of our videos, they coming for it, man. It's really an info war. Yeah. It's really a war on information, and they want the people ignorant. They want them to be willfully wicked, you know, because our videos getting hit. Meanwhile, you got Nasty Boy, this nigga, man. Nature Boy, it's all type of shit this demon got going on.
He's a pedo.
But basically, you know, he put some shit out on Twitter where he's, you know, popping these women, and they got the videos of the shit. Somebody had released it because you got people that's exposing them, but they'll put that shit on Twitter. No. But our videos get taken down. But this dude's a whole fucking demon, man. You know? But I'm gonna read this again for you, bro. Now it says, ingratitude for benefits received, defiling of souls, confusion of sex. Disorder in marriage.
A disorder in marriage, which, you know, you got same-sex couples, All right, you got basically all those 58 different genders married each other. Then you got confusion in marriage because what does it say? The woman shall compass a man. All right, now you have women who want to be the head of the household, man. All right, that's confusion of marriage.
It's crazy. Like this parallel the exact time of the flood, man.
Yep.
Before the flood.
Before the flood.
Adultery and wantonness.
Adultery, and you can't. And that's not a word that I'm just gonna hop over because adultery is part of the culture of the 12 tribes right now.
Yep.
Women talking about they got a side nigga, you know, or a work husband. All right. Adultery is part of the culture. Are you commit adultery? All right, with somebody else's wife, man. All right. But the Most High is not gonna just allow this to continue.
Nope.
And He has His prophets showing you what, based on what you see right now. That's a measure of what time we in, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's right, bro. Now it says, going back to, you know, in the KJV, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, and the latter part of that verse, you know, in 26, adultery and shameless uncleanness.
Yep.
Verse 27, for the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Hey, that's why the Most High, if you go through all the accounts of history, it was always about the worship of idols. And that's why the first law was those plant commandments. I mean, how about Shema Shai? And they should put no other God before me. Because that's the first step into going astray.
Yep.
Now look at our people.
And going into plantation Christianity.
Yep.
Because ain't no coincidence, man. You have what they call the Immaculate Conception. We call it Immaculate Deception.
Yep.
But basically, you know, this philosophy that Mary was impregnated by the Holy Spirit. Now, if she was married to Joseph, that's adultery.
Yep.
But it's no coincidence. You, Jace, are highly involved in adultery, but you call yourselves Christians.
Yep.
But you're involved in idolatry, so it makes sense, man. You know, you follow that same spirit.
That no consequence spirit. Lord, know my heart spirit. Where is that in the Bible, man? You have over 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, but the Most High know your heart.
And all this changed because the Lord died on the cross.
Yeah,
so we don't got to keep it.
That doesn't logically make sense. We can live as heathens because the Lord died on the cross, man. That's BS, man. But you run a red light, you get pulled over, man.
Real quick.
He's
gonna light you up.
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, who do you really worship? You know?
When we keep reading down, bro.
No, actually, that's it for that. We could get 2 Timothy 2 and 3.
Okay.
You know, get ready to start.
I got you.
Yeah. But that's pretty much the point, man. All right, those are highlights showing you that the time we're in now is a reflection of the time of Noah, man. The pre-destruction mindset. Adulterous niggas, murderous niggas, backstabbing niggas, all right? Homo niggas. All right, it's the pre-destruction mindset. Because it's not even the minority anymore. That's the majority.
Yeah, it's a very scary world right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, and basically it shows you the men of the Lord really are the target.
Yeah.
You know? You an Israelite, but then you a heterosexual Israelite.
Yep.
You know?
That's a double. He wants it for murder. America's most wanted. Who America's most Babylon most wanted, man? The prophets. You know?
2 Timothy chapter 3, beginning at verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Yep.
In the last days.
Yep.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Self-absorbed, narcissistic, solipsistic, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You got 132,000 pictures of your damn self. All right.
What's the other word you had said? Egocentristic.
Egocentristic is all about I. But when I say I'm all about I get the rest of the vowels back. It's a lot for bringing in the wicked nigga verse. But you all about you, man.
But it's showing the spirit of this generation.
It's the spirit of this generation. Ego goes back to I. You know, all about what you want. You got whole women. The brother Yasha always listen to this. You got whole women that they don't want kids. How the fuck do you don't want? You've been having a period since you was 12, preparing you to have kids, but because of a lifestyle you want to keep and a body frame you want to keep, you don't want kids. If that's not selfish.
It's a recent story that came out somewhere in New York. You know, it's the Queens or the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken. But it was in a public housing area. Recently, Eve had murdered her twin sons. You know, I want to say that was it like six weeks old, something like that. you know. But these are newborns. I know y'all heard the story by now. You know, some of you brothers and sisters. But long story short, you know, the babies was found. One was found with a knife in his head, and the other one was found under the sink. You know, but you can't make it up. Like, basically, long story short, she claimed to be mentally ill after she got arrested, and she came out saying she didn't want the children. Well, when you gave birth, you could have easily, you know, gave them up for adoption, or it was options. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But she just straight up murdered the children. But this that generation, bro. This got to be the generation of Lord coming back.
Yep. Abba willing is real soon, man.
Yeah.
We got to be saved from our own people. You know, if it ain't Esau, it's your own people that's looking for you, man.
And since you mentioned wisdom of 4, I'm gonna get that for you too after this. All right. Back in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Perilous means dangerous. You know?
For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters.
Yeah, because covetous, consumerism. You know?
Woo, man.
It said, what was it? Boasters. That's rap culture. That's nigga culture.
Yes, it's empty boasting on the instrumental.
Yeah, you empty boasting on the instrumental. Hey, T.I. had a song, Look What I Got. That was the name of the song, Look What I Got. Because I used to listen to him heavy when I was a teenager. Look what I got. But that's just a representation of nigga. Boasters of themselves. All right?
Proud.
Yep. Hey, because the scripture says, I think it's Sirach 23, one of the things that grieves his soul is a poor man that is proud.
Poor man is proud.
Well, the nation of Israel is poor in general. So how can you be a poor Israelite, man? I'm sorry, how can you be a proud Israelite? Israel is that poor man that is proud. Don't have anything, man, but you're proud. You know?
Blasphemers.
Yep.
Disobedient to parents.
Yep.
Shooting at parents nowadays.
Yeah.
Getting in a fight with the parents.
Yep. Then blasphemers. Well, Christianity is blasphemy, man.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Unthankful.
Yep.
Unholy.
Unholy. Yep.
Without natural affection.
Hey, that goes back to without natural affection. That's like going back to not leaving lies defiled, not leaving lies undefiled.
Yep, defiling the souls.
Defiling the souls, but also, you know, you don't have no natural affection for the you know,
for your brother,
people,
your sister.
You don't honor life.
Yeah.
But then, you know, natural affection, going back to Romans 1, the men started becoming homosexuals. Yep. The women started turning to each other. They said the women started cleaving unto women, Romans 1:26. But then you talk to a lot of Israelite women, especially so-called black women, they'll tell you that they give women a chance now. So many so-called black women say they give women a chance. They 20%, they like 20% female. Like they 80% heterosexual and 20% they fuck with females, man. All right? That's an unnatural fucking affection, man.
We say even though women did change the natural use to that which is against nature.
Yep.
Yeah, man. This place got to go.
Yep.
Truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent.
I think incontinent means a lack of self-control.
A lack of self-control.
And that's a nigga, man. Life of excess. Everything you do, you overeat. You got a culture of indulgence. Fast food, all right? Just all you do is eat, smoke, drink. You want to do everything in excess.
Hey, only in America you got a goddamn show called My 600 Pound Life.
And it's a big ass lab rat inside of a trailer home. They gotta get a forklift to get somebody out his own trailer home, man. You know?
Damn, they need to be pressure washed just to take a damn bath or a shower.
Yeah, got all type of fecal matter in their nails and shit, man. And it's horrible, man.
It's horrible, bro.
I forgot who said it, but only in a first world country can you die from overeating. Like, you don't die from starvation. You die from food. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you know what? This is beautiful because they're just more proof the scriptures are true. Everything we read is true.
Yeah.
You know, and you got this Moabite. I want to say it was in China. You know, Elder Yukawa had showed the vid. Yeah. But basically, I want to say it's in China, but you got this Moabite yelling at this Edomite woman, basically telling her to go back to her country.
Yeah.
You know, saying you're white. You're what do you say? You're white. I think he said you're poor. But he was making fun of her, you know.
And then Esau, you know, has an epithet from the other nation. See, we judge all the other. Esau taught you how to judge the other nations are from the American standard, but the other nations judge America by their standard. And the other nations call Esau his epithet is the great Satan.
The great Satan.
Because everywhere you go, in every country that adopts your mindset, you defile the souls of men. You kill the natural humanitarian way of people, marriages, raising children, and you demonize it. You demonize it through witchcraft by saying that's a form of oppression. That's the old way. And then the nation starts to lose, man. You know? Yep. You got people actually dying from overeating. Yeah, people from dying from food. All right, because it's not Esau processed everything, took the life out. But basically, Esau, like when it comes to food, everybody's a lab rat, man. Because you're addicted to the processed sugar, the additives, the preservatives. All right, and we don't even know we don't really know what it means to eat for a benefit, man. All right. Was it more on Timothy?
Yeah, Con. I was looking for that vid.
Oh, okay, Con.
Yeah, I'll read a little bit more, bro.
Okay.
It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Us, despisers of the prophets, you know?
Traitors.
Yep, there goes the word traitors. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 14.
Yep. Heady.
Yep.
Which means reckless.
Yep. That's not a nigga. That ain't NBA young boy type nigga, you know? The average nigga is reckless, man.
But then you, Jason, feel bad when one of our people gets shot, get gunned down. They be reckless, you know?
They do dumbass shit and they go out in public. You call out your ops, your so-called ops. Then you go shopping with your kids. You know? You gang banging, but then you try to live a life of normalcy like you just went on social media calling out the ops, man.
But then you got this nigga being Crumpin. Benjamin Crump, he's showing up everywhere with Jay getting shot. But you know, only a nigga would justify niggas, man.
Yeah.
You know, our people ain't guiltless. You know, they bring it on themselves.
What does nigga culture produce? What does that engender, man? What does that fucking produce, man? What can niggas producing with nigga women and chaos producing with chaos? What would that produce? Because it tells you that disorder causes confusion. Yep. Some to the effect. Where there's no order, there's disorder. So how can you reproduce disorder and expect some type of order? The Most High has to get rid of you niggas. Because you don't produce anything that's positive, man. You know?
Without purpose.
Without purpose.
High-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High.
Because when in Rome, do what the Romans do. You just embrace sensuality. You embrace pleasing your flesh. And we name certain examples. Obviously, it's sex. But then it's food, but then it's entertainment. You please your flesh and not your spirit, man. All right.
Jake would rather ride by on goddamn motorcycles or riding them damn slingshot, bumping music instead of listening to the prophets, man.
Yep.
We don't feel bad for Jake, bro. Cause hey, when these niggas started dying, Jake brought it on themselves, man. All this liberty to get the word. Like you said, that sense of normalcy, you got liberty to get the word right now. Yep. Just like the people during the time before the flood, they had liberty to listen to Noah. Yep. You know? Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
And Noah represented the prophets.
Yep.
He represented us, and we represent him. And ultimately, Noah was an ambassador. He was the mouthpiece of Yahweh by Shema Shah on planet Earth back then. That was the Most High warning them for 120 years, man. All right, now starting with the Apostles' Great Millstone, all right, the Most High is warning you now through his men.
Yep. Hey, in Wisdom 14, it also says that Noah and everything that was in the ark, that was the hope of the world. So, hey, you brothers, you Akim, and you few sisters out there, you Akiwaf, hey, you're blessed. Hey, because the Lord has started everything over again. Like you said, the Knowing, that movie, that shows the Lord, he gonna start it all over again, man. You know?
See, Esau will tell you that there's a great external force that's here to attack the earth or attack, but they don't tell you why it's here. Yeah, it's about to be a military coup. It's about to be a overthrow of the government because, like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 11th chapter, how it's cursing out the eagle.
Yep.
You know how you rule the world with deceit and treacherously, but with great burdens, for lack of better words. All right, that's why the external force is coming here, man. Because it was a horrible management, you know.
Yeah, and you got certain Edomite scholars. They actually believe the reason why the earth was so bad going back, pre-destruction, the time of Noah. They believe it was that bad because of the descendants of Cain.
Yeah.
Well, who's in power today?
Yeah. The descendants of Cain, those Amalekites, man. The wicked walketh on every side when the valorous men are exalted.
Yep.
A psychopath wants to make you a psychopath, man.
Says having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
So in your spirit, the 12 tribes know there's a power, but they got Caesar Borgia in their mind, or Allah, or Pharaoh, or Eve, because she's a idol now.
She definitely been lifted to goddess status.
Yeah. That doesn't logically, I'm gonna go to wrap it up. I know we pressed it for time, but that doesn't logically make sense for a woman that came out of your womb to be elevated above you. How do, like, if the tribe of Judah is a tribe, right? How in the world the female is a goddess, and we both came out the same damn woman? So if I got a mama, right? I'm a regular nigga since I'm a male, but my sister's a goddamn goddess.
That makes sense.
That doesn't logically make sense. We're both male and female, And
then with the Israelite man, we can produce both sexes.
Yep, because of the XY chromosome.
The woman, she just gives birth.
She's the earth.
She's the earth.
And it's not bad. We're not downing women. We're just giving women their proper order through the spirit.
Now it says, from such turn away.
Yep.
Let's point on that.
All right. And you said you want to be a Wisdom of Solomon 4?
Just real quick.
We can actually close out on that. Hey, this is the mindset that was running or dominating the planet. There is no new thing under the sun. This is the same mindset that was dominating the planet Earth before the flood came. Niggas,
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse 9. You know what? Let me just get to the point. Verse 10. He pleased the Most High and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated.
Yep. Then like Enoch was literally translated, So he didn't even have to be put to death, so to speak. All right.
Yeah. Speedily was he taken away.
You can expound on that.
I'm gonna keep reading it.
Okay, come on.
Lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul.
Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 14. At the time, there was a defiling of souls, man. All right. People was getting turned out over the philosophy that was governing the planet Earth, man. All right. So the Most High took these men, all right, lest they be defiled with the philosophy of Babylon, man. No, you in 2nd, 3rd grade, you like a normal kid. Then you get in high school, whatever, you start getting these crazy haircuts. You start really embracing the culture of the world, man.
Oh, it don't let you go off to college. Like shit.
That's the worst.
Damn.
That's the worst, man. Because really, you supposed to, we talk about women get married at a young age. Israelite men have gotten turned out in Rome too. Israelite men have got turned out because you're not supposed to be just on college campus or in the world having sex with different women and running trains and talking about how many hoes you got. The Most High didn't create our women to be whores, man. And he didn't create men to be sexual animals. Yeah, our forefathers had more than one wife. They might have multiple wives, but that was structured in order with that.
It was not an American mindset.
It wasn't. Yeah, we're in Rome. This is Rome. Israel is just doing what the Romans do. That's why the Most High set up Paul to get those elect churches out of the spirit of Rome. Those epistles was really to get our people out of the spirit of the countries that we were in, man. All right.
Yes, indeed. And Salakia Akim for not, getting the precepts. Y'all was going in, man. We just pretty much is doing a strictly a lesson. But yeah. This bitch gotta get destroyed, man.
Yeah, man. She's in the way. But was that it on that?
Yeah, that was it, bro.
All right. Well, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Amen. And once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakundash.
Double honors to our apostles, great millstone, well, peace of blessing, house of the elect, Abba Ball. Come out, Shalom.
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 Shalom, my young.
Shalom.